Hello and welcome to SudoKanard. We're here to solve this between Sudoku by Čedomir Milanović from Serbia for Sudoku Grand Prix. This puzzle was worth 70 points, which makes it one of the difficult ones in the contest. I did not solve it during the contest, I did not attempt it. And after the contest, I solved it, and I wish I had tried it during the contest, but then it's always easier in hindsight. So the rule of between Sudoku is that whenever two circles are linked by a line, such as those, then all digits along the line must be values strictly between this one and this one. Let's say this is a 2 and this is 6, then those must be values from 3, 4, 5. This is what the rule says. So something that has to be appreciated is that along such a line, you can never have a 1 or a 9. 1 or 9 may be in the circles, and they often are, but they can't be along the lines because it would require values to have 1 in sandwich. So one of the values in a circle would have to be lower than 1, which is not possible with the rules of classic Sudoku. So on this row, 1 and 9 must be here, and on this row, 1 and 9 must be there. So this is something I'm seeing. I'm also seeing that 1 in this area has to be in one of 2 places, and 9 will have to be somewhere here, but I don't think I will pencil mark that. Five by Sudoku is here, and 8, which is not here, has to appear somewhere here, which is interesting because it tells us that one of those circles must include a 9, so that 8 be between those cells. And we know because of this that 9 is not here, so 9 has to be there. By the rules of Sudoku, 9 is somewhere here, but this is not a valid place, so 9 will be somewhere in here. And this is lower than 5. It's not 1, it's not 3, so this is from 2 and 4. And this digit here is nowhere there, so it must be around here. So this digit is from 2 and 4. And I'm seeing something that is wrong. No, I was thinking that none of those could be a 1, but actually this one is allowed to be a 1. Alright, so the other digit, why did I put an 8 in here? I don't know. 8 is definitely not in here. So one of the digits here is this one. Oh, and this digit here is in there. Which is kind of interesting. Oh, it could be the 7, sorry. So let's not jump to conclusions before we have real arguments. So where is the next place of interest? Let's have a look at this 8. 8 is not here. It's not here by Sudoku. And I'm claiming that it can't be on this line, so that 8 will have to be here, because if I try to put 8 on this line, then one of the end circles would have to contain a 9, which is not possible. So in this region, 8 can only be here, and 1 goes there. Which means in return that on this row, 8 has to appear here, which means that one of those ends must be a 9. It can only be this one. this could be, well, it can't be a 7. Because if this were a 7, then all those cells would have to contain 8s. So that's not a 7. This is from 3, 4, 5. Which may not be that spectacular. We have 1 and 9 here. So none of those cells are 1 and 9. None of those are 1 and 9. So they may be here. Well, that doesn't seem to be so promising. Oh, but this one is useful. We know that 1 is not along such a line, so 1 goes there. And there. And somewhere here, so it can still be on this end of the between line, or it could be here. Actually, this has to be a rather low number. What are the possible values here? Well, actually, we will know exactly which values they are. No, I was thinking 6 would have to be here, but 6 could still be there. Well, we know for sure that the values here are from 2, no, not 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Those are 4 values from those 5. So one of them at least is 3 or 4, and this has to be lower than that. So it has to be a 2 or a 3. A 3 here would force. Oh, I was thinking if 3 is here, then it can't appear anywhere on this line, and it must be here. In which case, this has to be lower than 3, which is impossible. So that is not a 3, that is a 2. All right, so now all values are possible. And I don't think I can do anything better than that at this point. So this one is probably more difficult than most puzzles I've solved this far on the channel. I mean from this round. So what are the highest possible values here? There are 8, 7, 6, and 5. So that this is less than 5. So it must be from 1, 2, and 4. Let's think of all the values that are here. We know that none of them is a 9, which means that 9 is here inside this box. I should have seen this earlier. So 9 is not here. There will be a 9 in there. So the values are 2, 3, 4, and 6. Which is useful. Of course, this is not a 3, this is not a 6, which is useful because we know now that one of the ends must be a 1, and only this cell can contain a 1. Oopsie. So that's not a 1. We get a 2, 4 pair here. This one turns this into a 9, this into a 1, 9 here, 1 there. And 9 here by the rules of Sudoku. 9 I said, and now because of those 9s, 9 is nowhere here. We know that 9 is not on this line, so 9 is here, and this is the last 9 in the grid. And I don't think I can get the last ones in the grid. Oh yes, I can. 1 is in none of those cells. It can't be on the other end of this between lines, so 1 is here. There is a 1 around here, so those will be disambiguated pretty late, I'm afraid. Now 2, 3, 4, 6, so this must be bigger than 6. It's not 8 or 9, so this has to be a 7. We still need 2, 3, 4, 6 on this row. So this is from 2, 4, 6. There's an 8 only here because of that. This is 4 or 6. So 2 inside this region is here, so that's not a 2. So the minimum values here are 2, 3, 4, so that this is at least 5. So this is 5 or 6. And because this is 5 or 6, this means that those values are from 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 is not here. This is not 5. And this can still be any of those 4 values. That's not interesting. And by the way, I don't know what I was about to say. This column still needs 6, 7, and 8. 8 goes there by Sudoku. So these are 7 and 6 in this order. This row still needs 3, 4, and 5. This is row 3, 4, 3, 4, 5. Those cells also contain digits from 3, 4, 5. Those are the missing digits in this region. We get a 3, 4, 5 triple, so that this is 6. We get a 2, 4 pair, so that this is not 4. This is from 3 and 6. Those are, oh yes, that's interesting. Those are less than 7. So 7 and 8 are in here, and there's an 8 here. 7, 8. We get an 8 somewhere in here. 7 and 7, so that 7 goes there. And 7 goes there. Can't do anything with that. 2 is in here, so those are from 3, 4, 5. So we have a 3, 4, 5 triple here. Those are 8 and 6. There's a 7 in here. I already mentioned that. So all values here are still possible considering the digits on the line. I don't quite know where to look now. 1, 2, 4, 7. I really don't know where to look. Let's set about the values on this line. Maybe something will force a 2 into this cell. I'm just not seeing what. Oh, I've been overlooking something, yes. One of those digits must be from 2, 3, 4. Because 2, 3, and 4 are not all in those two cells. at least one digit from 2, 3, 4 must be here, which means that this has to be a 2. And now this is interesting because those digits must be between 4 and 9, so they must be 5, 6, 7, and 8. Because of this, we don't have 7 or 8 here, that's not a 5. And the rest of this must be from 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is from 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Oh, by the way, this 4 prevents those from being 4s. That's a 4. Those are 2 and 4. There's still 7 in there, but I don't know where. Here I need 2, 6, and 7. This is not 7. And this is still not over. Those are from 3, 5, and 7. And I don't think I can... Oh, yes, I can. There's a 5 in here, so that this has to be a 6. I thought there was nothing less to find from the between lines, but I was wrong. Now this is 6. This is 3. This is 6. So this is 5. This is 3. This is 5. Because of this 3, this is 4. This is 2. The 4 here, 4 on this row goes there. Those are 1 and 3. 6, 7, 8 triple, so that's a 2. That's a 6. That's a 7. 3 is not in here. Those are 3 and 5 in this order. This 5 gives us those. This is not 3, so this has to be a 6. So I typed a 9 in here, but that can only be a 6, which gives the 8 up there, the 6, that is a 7, that's 8, that's 6, I said 8, 7 is not in here, that's a 7, 8 goes there. This now can only be a 3, and that's a 7. This is from 2 and 4. Still not over. This is from 1, 2, 4. It can only be a 1. This is from 2 and 4. So 3 here, 1 there. 5, 3, 5, 3. And how do we disambiguate? This 2 prevents this from being a 2. So that's a 4, 2, 4, 2, 4, 2, 4, and 2. So it took me quite a while. And this is the reason why I finally probably was right in not attempting this puzzle during the contest. I know that this is not one of my strongest variants. And I think I have just proven that it is not. With this solve, which was a bit more on the struggling side than the previous videos. Not that the puzzle was badly constructed, on the contrary, it's just that it seems to be more difficult for me. Well, anyway, thanks for watching this video. See you soon on SudoKanard.